So with that, we're gonna get started. I wanted to grab as much of that roof as I could with new decking, just to make sure, you know, future owner of this RV would be in good shape. And like I said, I wanted these threads to hang onto that aluminum really, really well. Desperate times brings desperate measures. All right, things are coming right along. Will probably be fine, although I may put a very thin bead, about 1/4 of an inch of lap seal right along the edge of that. Hey, good morning you guys. I'm up on top of the fifth wheel and just up here inspecting some work that I did a couple of weeks ago. If you guys haven't watched any of my videos yet, I'm Sam with Get Free Than RV, and it looks like up in front of the camper's got some issues too. I was thinking the whole roof was squared away before I put two coats of Dicor, but it's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that today. I don't know how long it'll take me, probably, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 10 hours. I've got today and tomorrow where there's no rain, and I've got time in my schedule, so I'm gonna tear into it. But I wanted to take you guys along with me so you could see inside, see what's going on. Thought I'd show you what I had done thus far. And I went ahead and stopped. Wanted to grab the camera and, you know, start filming the rest of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to give you an idea. That's not good right there. And then right up here at this darker spot, it's gonna need some help. Well, as you can tell, I have my work cut out for me. It's going to take several steps to get it done, and between each step I try to breathe deep and not get too intimidated because it's new. I've done a lot of construction, I've built plenty of houses, but with campers, for some reason my mind is still thinking that it's, you know, hey, I'm going to mess it up. So the last time I did it, it went fine, so I try to tell myself, hey, we'll fare well, and it'll be fine. And like I said, after the lap seal is off, then I, as close as I can, determine the damaged wood. Then I'm going to get my razor blade, cut the rubber roofing in at right angles, and cut out a big long rectangle, pretty much covering the whole area. Once I cut the rubber out, then I'll set my skill saw to the proper depth to cut the decking, but not the aluminum, I guess the joists or the rafters. And then once the decking comes off and the old screws, then I will put the new decking on, screw it down, and then adhesive goes on the decking, and then rubber roof, and then the special RV tape around the seam, and then it too will be ready for 2 coats of Dicor on top. So with that, I'm gonna get her done, and we'll see how it goes. Now, the important thing with this that I've noticed is as I do this, I want to make sure that this area I take care of really well. Like a few places I've scraped the paint off. It won't matter a whole lot because I'm going to be putting Dicor or the lap seal right on top, and it'll cover it. But I always like to take care of things as much as I can, you know, while I'm doing this type of work, because you never know, you know, what if I'm wrong? What if I really needed that paint job to look good? There's not a whole lot of this I'll need to remove, so because when I, you know, get the rubber roof and actually tear it off, this will come with it. Pretty hurting unit, and as you see, this is going pretty quick because there's really not much sealing it. And incidentally, you know, that's something that's something to kind of pay attention to. The reason we got this camper is because basically we bought equity. We wanted to buy money. You've heard that term before. But when you buy money, you're not spending your money and then your money's bye-bye. You buy something that makes your dollar, $6 or $3 or more money. So this camper was buying money. We knew we were going to live in it while I did some insurance work, and while our supposed plan was to be snowbirds and visit our kids, one in South Carolina, one in Pennsylvania. But we knew that we wanted to get it to where once we sold it, we could either break even or at least buy or make some money. So the best we could figure is this camper used, it blue booked at about $23,000. If it was in actually fair to not even excellent shape, it was about $23,500. So we bought it from a dealer in Missouri for $10,000. So we were like, okay, well, we're pretty stinking ahead. Even if we sell it for $12,000, we're fine. Or if we sell it for $14,000 and we put $2,000 into it, then we made $2,000. Anything to help ourselves is what we wanted to do. So I'm well on my way. The kitchen floor, there's probably a video at some point I'll do about that, or with that, even though it's like almost 4/5 fixed. You guys can probably still see what happened and maybe be able to learn from it. But so we got this camper and there was already water damage inside the camper. Not a huge amount. The biggest part, like I said, was the kitchen floor, and then in the bedroom closet, which would be under this leak, there was some plywood boards that bubbled up a little bit, the contact paper. So it was real minimal. So once I fix this leak, it'll be fine. The leak over the kitchen, where the kitchen floor was rotted, that's the floor that I showed you at the beginning of the video. And so it was fixed. So once this is fixed, that's already been fixed. I'll put 2 layers on top. I will tell the people that it leaked. I will tell the people exactly what the water damage was. I will tell the prospective buyers what I did to fix it, and that it's actually better than it was new. Then they can make an informed decision. It's up to them. Once they know the whole story of what's going on, then we'll be fine. So we'll probably list it around $18,000. People will probably try to talk us down to anything between 8 and 14. Who knows? Who knows? People come from all kinds of different mind frames and walks of life. So that's fine with us. It's just a matter of finding a match for our camper and being able to pass it on to some great people that need it. So that's the plan, and with that, I'm gonna keep on fixing. That wasn't too bad. The screws came out pretty good. The next thing will be to kind of draw at right angles a nice long, what do you call it? Triangle? No, wait, rectangle? I did go to geometry, I promise. But anyway, I will cut a long rectangle, like I said, from about right here all the way over to about right there where the camper starts to turn down at the nose. Be about 8.5 feet long and about 20 feet in, about this, or not feet, 20 inches wide. So I'll go ahead and try to find the soft areas, cut that out the best I can with a straight edge, mark it with a pin, cut it out, or cut the rubber out, peel it off, and then look at the decking underneath, and the staining and the softness and all that will kind of tell me where I'm at with that. And then once I, finish prepping that hole, then it'll be time for new decking. one important thing to note is that this rubber roofing, it actually goes pretty far under the roof. Like it looks like it starts here, but it goes as far as I could ever see during my repairs. And then it's screwed down with these screws. I think it's wrapped around the decking. So I've never actually been able to pull it out this way. So that's pretty interesting stuff. Looks like the damage didn't go as close to the rubber as I thought, which is good. I mean, it's a little soft, but we'll be fine. And then when I cut this stuff out, we will be good to go. So what I've got to do now is make sure that that rubber seam is right on top of one of the cross members up in the ceiling. So I have a seam on that decking. What I've got to do now is kind of dig in here where this seam is, and we're going to set our blade thickness on the skill saw. Well, you guys, I got a lot done. That hole is extremely square. Once I cut my decking out and place it on top, I'll put a screw about every 6 inches and then right along the edges, and I'll be good to go. And then after that, I'll put a link in the description, but I put an adhesive that you put on the plywood. Let it gum up for just a little bit, and then put your rubber roofing on top and then squeegee from the center outwards. We'll be doing that probably tomorrow sometime, and then we're well on our way. Hey, good morning. Well, it's another day. I'm excited to get this project going. Yesterday went real well. I got everything prepared to put the new decking. Then what we're going to do is put some adhesive and then the rubber roofing on top, and then we're pretty much home free after that. So with that, we're going to get started. Way. Next, I'm going to line it up perfectly and start putting in a few of the screws at the corners, and then finish stitching it. And screws I got from Lowe's, they're not real complicated. They're just wood screws. You would think that I would use like a sheet metal or a metal screw, but these wood screws have gone through the aluminum supports easily, and they've also got a bigger thread. So I feel like they're not going to rip out as easily. And also at this end of the board, when the camper roof starts to slope down, this board has actually got to bend a little bit. So I'm going to have to put quite a few screws on this end to make sure that that end of the board stays bent down. And like I said, I wanted these threads to hang on to that aluminum really, really well. So I hope it works. We'll see how it goes. So that's what I'm going to start with. Desperate times brings desperate measures. All right, things are coming right along. I've got the rubber roof glued down, and I measured twice and cut once on the rubber roofing, and it turned out well. It fit perfectly. So I applied the adhesive to the plywood and put the rubber down, rolled it out, and as you do that, you rub your hand from inside to outwards and it gets the air bubbles out. And then after it's dry, what I'm doing is I'm screwing down this seam to get the end cap screwed down to the new decking, and then I'm going to put the RV tape around all four sides, and then it'll be ready for paint. All right, I'm done. I'm probably going to put some lap seal when I redo the whole camper. In this area here, although this RV tape is pretty well taken care of it, there are some areas I may put a dab or two, especially right along the seam here between the RV tape and the actual camper. That RV tape, it has kind of a chemical reaction, and it sticks, believe you me, to whatever you put it on. It stays forever. I love this stuff. So we'll probably be fine, although I may put a very thin bead, about 1/4 of an inch of lap seal right along the edge of that when the time comes. Right now we've got rain coming tomorrow. I've had 2 days of really nice sunshine, so I wanted to do what I could, and I'm done. It went really well. Anyway, this roof is ready for rubber sealing. I'm not sure when I'll get to that, but at least right now I'm completely safe out of the rain and the elements. Something that was kind of on my mind. Glad you guys were able to tag along. I'm sure that there are some things that you could probably improve on what I've done. Definitely in comments. I mean, tell me what you're thinking. And then I know that you can learn from what I did. Some things right, some things wrong, and I'm okay with that. But I had this to fix. I thought I'd take you guys along with me. So now you know some things. You got a list of how to do it and how not to do it. So anyway, you guys, again, my name is Sam, and you're watching Get Free and then RV. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out on the road.